What it do, homies? It's your boy Dave, and I'm back today. We back with some more MacDonald. It's time we checking out his song "In God We Trust," and we got some superstars on here, man. MacDonald, Adam, Struggle Jennings. I haven't heard of Struggle Jennings before, and of course, the Almighty Nova gracing us with her presence in the videos because we know all the hard work she puts in behind the camera. Now I'm super excited. The title has got me very interested in God We Trust, so let's go ahead and shut up and turn it up.
They separate us from our neighbors and they call it social distancing. It's actually a bigger plan. It's called social conditioning. They took away our privacy. There's always someone listening. The elections planning riots for the citizens.
Interesting. You're right. There's always someone listening. You ever? I remember one time I was by my phone and said I wanted some pizza and opened up my Facebook app and voila. There goes a Facebook Facebook ad. Say, hey man, we heard you was wanting some pizza. That was super weird. Interesting. Social distancing, social conditioning, right? Because a whole lot of people's minds, even if you don't know it now, when people kind of step forward and start talking to you, how you kind of just inadvertently, some people kind of take a step back and everything, right? That's very interesting, right? So, okay.
Our privacy, there's always someone listening. The elections planning riots for the citizens. The government has always lied, it's history repeating. But the problem is the schools dumb you down so you believe them. If you try to speak the truth inside a tweet, then they delete it. Whole administration Satanists who claim they praise in Jesus every.
It's interesting you say you try to speak the truth and then they delete it. In one of his other songs, he said that the facts don't need censoring, right? The only time it needs censoring is if they're opinions, because you're trying to control, what people are saying about it. But facts always shine through.
It's always lied, it's history repeating. But the problem is the schools dumb you down so you believe them. If you try to speak the truth inside a tweet, then they delete it. Whole administration Satanists who claim they praise in Jesus. Every year there's a new name for enemies that we're facing. It's Al-Qaeda, then ISIS, and now American patriots. Who would have thought those who love the country the most would be hated on by folks who call America home? Both political
Hold on now.
Enemies that we're facing, it's Al-Qaeda, then ISIS, and now American patriots. Who would have thought those who love the country the most would be hated on by folks who call America home?
The people who will be hated on. Okay.
Both political parties are equally just as evil. They've been working for themselves, don't give a damn about the people. Black, white, yellow, brown, humanity needs you. Cause united we stand, divided they will defeat you. The man on the news.
That's pretty much like, my whole entire thing. Right. We have all these labels. We have all these things that people really, really try to kind of, for the most part, make themselves different. And that's fine and everything. But what ends up happening is that you try too hard to make yourself different and you end up separating yourself from other type of people. But forgetting kind of like the whole bigger image, which is, where did I read at? That if you took two people and you divided down their differences, that they will have more in common, that they have more apart, right? So we're always going to be stronger together than trying to divide. But so many people just want to divide and put labels and all this type of stuff. When come together, overcome a lot more things.
Humanity needs you, cause united we stand, divided they will defeat you. The man on the news says the problem is me. I'm just a small town boy with big American dreams. The world's going crazy and they lying to us. Don't know who to believe, so in God we trust. Y'all missing what was written in them pages. That was history they wrote, now you wanna change it. You racist, you hate this. Why you want us all to be locked up in cages? I can't stand the left, everything they say's depressing. Ship them to the Middle East, they can learn oppression.
Interesting. The Middle East, they can learn oppression. I almost kind of read that a different way, right? People on the left, people on the right, ship to the Middle East, they can learn oppression, really, really kind of see what it looks like, right? Because in some cases, especially being here in America, we're quite, I hear this from other people who come from other countries, we're quite spoiled, right? So when it comes to oppression, right, we don't even have somewhat of the slightest idea of what it really could look like, right? But when he said Middle East, I was also kind of thinking like, instead of being left on the right, be in the middle, be neutral, be open to ideas. It's okay to shift every now and then, but don't be so far right and don't be so far left. So I kind of read two meanings from that.
In the left, everything they say's depressing. Ship them to the Middle East, they can learn oppression. Believe me, I mean this quite literal. I love liberty, but I liberals. Wear a mask, stay home, complain and moan. Talk about privilege on your phone in your Range Rover, Starbucks, mango. foo, whatever. The cloth I'm cut from can handle any weather.
Yo, Kodo, run that back. See, Adam talking some stuff here.
Man, stay home, complain and moan, talk about privilege on your phone in your Range Rovers.
Yo, my goodness, right? We sitting like those are kind of the certain things that we take for granted, right? This how, the apartment, good AC and everything. But for some reason, we always find something to complain about. Like it's almost like some of us just can't live our lives without having something to complain about, right? Without starting some type of drama or whatnot, knowing that you have a better life than most people. Right? So that's crazy.
Wear a mask, stay home, complain and moan, talk about privilege on your phone in your Range Rover, Starbucks, mango, foo, whatever. The cloth I'm cut from can handle any weather.
So basically he's saying he's been kind of, say the cloth he's cut from. So, the way that he's been brought up, right? He don't have to, he can weather all these types of storms without buckling under.
You just paper in the rain, we ain't the same. Stand for the flag, only kneel when I pray. I just pray we go back to the old days, land of the free, home of the brave. The man on the news says the problem is me. I'm just a small town boy with big American dreams. The world's going crazy and they lying to us. Don't know who to believe, so in God we trust.
It's interesting when he says that, he said, I'm just a small town boy with big American dreams, right? So you have all these type of ideas and stuff and things that you want to be and, and things that you want to accomplish and everything. And then you kind of turn on something and they tell you, yo, you are causing all these issues. It is your fault. You know what I mean? You are doing this type of stuff, right? And now all of a sudden these dreams and everything has kind of like somewhat shifted and everything because you're too busy trying to solve this problem that you told that you are when really you aren't. You know what I mean? So yeah.
I see through all the
oh man, this dude sound like he been eating bullets.
Hold
on now.
I see through all the illusions, refuse to hear rumors or accept that we're losing. Easy to get caught up, consumed by the consumer. Truth is so diluted, people starve off the confusion. Comfort is the killer, your dreams execution. Cool with persecution if I make a contribution.
He said confidence is the killer. Too much confidence. You end up killing. Okay.
Comfort is the killer, your dreams execution. Cool with persecution if I make a contribution. Home of the brave look like a mental institution, and there will be revolution if we can't find resolution. And a threat is a promise. Stand up, pay homage. They tell lies, I'm being honest. Test the time is upon us. I know that God got us, so I'm fighting in his honor. Hear the cries of the crusaders as we're strapping up our armor. Either set sail to higher ground or drown in a drama. If I die for what I love, then my death will be nirvana. We fighting for our freedom, don't believe what they've been feeding. Be the change you want to see, the warrior that we're needing. The man on the news says the problem.
It's very okay. So it's a very interesting stuff. So I do consider myself a Christian and everything. And one of the things that in Christianity that we're taught, and of course I understand some of you guys like you don't have to be a Christian to do this. You don't have to be a Christian to be a good person. I definitely understand those arguments, but I'm just talking to you guys from a Christian standpoint. Is that nobody is above anybody else, regardless of like your education, your experience. It doesn't matter. In the eyes of God, everybody is looked at upon equals. Believe it or not, equals, right? So if the Lord, the good Lord is treating us as if we are equals, then who are we to judge, right? Because none of us are perfect. And those who do believe that they are perfect, well, then their issue will be, of course, vanity. So nobody's perfect on anything. So, the ultimate message is that we over here fighting each other thinking, no, you're right, you're no right. No, I'm right. And I'm looking down upon each other, right? When ultimately we could just bond together and get a whole lot more accomplished. God we trust God, kind of like to hand things, I don't mean to get too religious here, but hand things over, to the good Lord and just go about your day.
Problem is me, I'm just a small town boy with big American dreams. The world's going crazy and they lying to us. Don't know who to believe, so in God we trust. We don't trust the news, the government, or pharma. We just want freedom, that you have that to offer. We don't want the lies, the politics, or the drama. We just want the life that was promised by our fathers. We don't trust the news, the government, or pharma. We just want freedom, that you have that to offer. We don't want the lies, the politics, or the drama. We just want the life that was promised by our fathers.
Here's the thing. I got to be careful and everything when I react to Tom McDonald because, of course, there's a whole lot of things I want to say. But sometimes I feel like, especially my channel, at some points, like sometimes it can be targeted because I'd want to say something specifically. And because I had a reaction to one of Tom McDonald's songs, and I think it was his Brainwash song, and I was saying some things that I don't want to say now. But that video ended up getting taken down because it said that I was talking about, the pandemic and everything, and I was swaying people of what to do and what not to do. Now, I reviewed that 17-minute video very long, and I didn't want to mention any type of thing. So if I'm being a little bit reserved in talking about this, that's the reason why. Because at any point, a strike could come, and that's some scary stuff. But I hear you, Tom.
The man on the news says the problem is me. I'm just a small town boy with big American dreams. The world's going crazy and they lying to us. Don't know who to believe, so in God we trust.
Yeah. So, and that's that I like that, right? It has a you'd be crazy to say that it didn't have like a religious kind of like undertone, right? So don't know who to believe in, God we trust. And and the Lord does state, to bring all of your problems, to him, and then to not worry. Of course, he uses that in scripture, does the bird worry that they're gonna get a worm? No, but the bird is fed, right? You know what I mean? So it works, it does, and faith is a really big thing of that because you pray something, you expect something to happen immediately, but sometimes it doesn't happen immediately. But you have to trust that it does work out. So for those who can't make up your mind, of course, and this is kind of the stuff that's like tearing you apart and whatnot. Like you said, don't know who to believe, but in God we trust. You know what I mean? There can also be another undertone to that where it says in God we trust, where he's also talking about what he was saying going back. Well, I don't want to go too far to the old days. You know what I mean? Nothing past the 70s, but saying go back to the old days where if I'm believing like religion was a strong part in people's actions and whatnot. So he can also be going back and be talking about that in God we trust, right? So that's what I'm thinking. Maybe not. I'm not too sure. Like I said, I got to censor a lot of what I say, but hopefully I was able to get at least my thinking of what this song was about across to you guys. So that's the end of this video. If you enjoyed the content, leave a like and subscribe. Dave's out.